Hi and welcome. If you're new here, I am Friar Tuck, and this is our Monday Ask Tuck segment. If you are homeless or you're interested in the homeless topic and you have a question, if you leave it down in the description, or if you're from the homeless entrepreneur community, he actually sends me your questions every week. And so, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking the best question that I get each week, and then I'm just going to do a dedicated video. So, if you would like your question to be answered, please leave it down in the comments. Or if you're in with a homeless entrepreneur, like I said, he already has a community board for you to post your questions over there. So the question I got this week was from Emma in Dublin, and she asked, like, how is it that you can turn obstacles into opportunities? And I think that she's probably been watching some of my videos, because I talk about when I was on the Alabama road walk and I just made it over into Georgia. I was in Cave Springs, and I meet this guy, and I'm kind of down on myself, and the whole world is just kind of coming down on me, and I'm looking at it going, okay, this really sucks. And while I'm complaining to him, he sits there and reminds me of something that I already knew, which was that every obstacle is an opportunity. And how do you do something like that? It's not really that hard, but yet it can be for certain types of people. What it really requires is that you train your thinking here, because every time you run into an obstacle, you need to start looking at what is the silver lining. Okay, perfect example is where I'm staying at right now. Now, if I was coming from housed to being homeless or off grid for my first time, yeah, I would have a lot of complaints. But you're so used to having the indoor amenities and all these other things. But when you're homeless, you have nothing. You've learned how to live with almost nothing, and the good stuff that you have, you learn to covet it, because you don't know, it's either feast or famine. And so when I get something like this property, I see the silver lining in it. I could say, oh, yes, it's on a hill. Oh, yes, I'm going to have a lot of problems. Oh, yes, this, and oh, yes, that. And oh, this might be, a money pit for me, or whatever it may be. But from a homeless person's standpoint, going from having nothing to at least having a place that you can be where you're not going to get a trespass violation, that's the silver lining. That is the opportunity. So now that I've got the property, what can I do, and how can I use it to make me money? Because one of the things that you learn, I don't know if it's just that I learned it in business or I learned it being homeless, is that everything that you have has to make money for you in one form or fashion. Okay, so this property has to start making money for me here very shortly, in order for it to be a lucrative deal. But see, the thing is, I could sit there and dwell on all the negativity and say, oh, well, this is this, and it's too rocky, and it's this, and it's that, instead of going, okay, what can I do that's native to this area? And what can I do that is going to allow me to reach my goals? And so when you look at everything, every obstacle is an opportunity. What you're doing is you're trying to, like, cut through all of that red tape and figure out a way to turn a bad situation into a good situation. And if you think long enough, if you're patient enough, if you're positive enough, all of that stuff will change around for you, to be able to turn an obstacle into an opportunity. Because a lot of it comes from your mindset, what you think, how you think. And so if your thoughts are constantly negative, which means that those thoughts that you hear in the back of your head are never positive, well, then you're going to have a harder time being able to see an opportunity and an obstacle, because you're so bent on dwelling on the negative that you forget to see all the positive that's in front of you. Whereas if you change your thinking to something that everything has a positive silver lining to it, if you just look at it, there is something good that did come out of it. Because in something that is fully bad, it's not all bad. There's a little bit of good. For something that's all good, there's a little bit of bad in it too. So there's always going to be that balance. And the difference between one that sees an obstacle as an obstacle and another one that sees an obstacle as an opportunity is your ability to think positively, and to be able to see the good in what it is that you've got going for you. Because again, even if it's bad, there's still a silver lining in it. There was still an opportunity. You would not have gone through what you went through unless you saw an opportunity. So therefore, the obstacles that pop up in front of you just require that you adapt and improvise to the overall situation that's going on. So, to be able to answer this question in short, and also I kind of did it in a long drawn out way, is that if you want to take an obstacle and turn it into an opportunity, the first thing you must do is fix your thinking. When you stop thinking negatively and you start thinking positively, you it doesn't mean that you blindly trust or anything else like that. I still follow Ronald Reagan's policy of what is it? Trust but verify. Just because I see things positively does not mean that I need to be naive either. What it means is, from a realistic standpoint, what is the benefit that I'm getting from this? Otherwise, if I'm getting zero benefit from this, then what's the point in me doing it? And so, therefore, coming from the positive mindset, if you're able to see the benefits that you're getting from it, for example, I don't have to worry about trespass. I get a quiet place to stay. I have the ability to stay static, and I can work on building my YouTube channel. See, this is the opportunity in the obstacle that I'm going through right now. Whereas, again, if somebody was thinking negatively, then they would only dwell on all the bad things that are happening. Okay, and then the next thing is you gotta sit there and process what's going on and figure out how to turn it around, because there's always an opportunity to turn something around. Just because you got somebody coming at you being angry does not mean that you can stop them, calm them down, and pacify them when they come at you. But the thing is, are you going to see it as an obstacle? Okay, so now I got to I have to be combative and confrontational with this person, or are you going to see it as an opportunity of, okay, let me see how I can clarify understanding, because once we're all on the same page, everybody's going to be happy. Okay, so this is my answer to Emma's question in Dublin. You guys know how to help out the channel. I'm funded through crowdfunding, so that means down in my tip jar, and that also means memberships over on Patreon. You get behind the scenes content and all kinds of cool stuff over there, depending upon what membership tier you pick up. But you should check out both, and I hope to see you in the next one.